This edition of WWE 2K18 News and Rumors is powered by Mountain Dew Kickstart. Kickstart your day with Mountain Dew Kickstart. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of WWE 2K18 News and Rumors, ladies and gentlemen, which is powered by Mountain Dew Kickstart. I appreciate you all stopping by, as earlier today, Lionel Jinx from WWE 2K Dev explained this year's Creation Suite in WWE 2K18. Now, I gotta say, it is pretty dope, it is pretty exciting, but before he explains everything about this year's Creation Suite and all the new details revolving around the Creation Suite in WWE 2K18, I figured I would take some time to explain all the match types that we're going to see this year and all the things we're going to see this year in the Create a Match feature in WWE 2K18. So without any further ado, let's get this thing started. So this year, your expected matches in one-on-one will return, which are the following: Normal, Falls Count Anywhere, Backstage Brawl, Extreme Rules, Ladder, Table, TLC, Hell in a Cell, Steel Cage, Last Man Standing, No Holds Barred, Submission, and of course the Iron Man match. A little bit disappointing that they didn't add any new matches in the one-on-one department, but I gotta say it was kind of expected to remain the same. Now for 2-on-2, we are going to see Normal, Tornado Tag. Now don't worry, the elimination part is going to be in the match creation. Extreme Rules, Ladder, which is a new addition to 2-on-2, including also Table and TLC and Steel Cage and even a tag team Hell in a Cell. This is pretty interesting for the new additions for 2-on-2. Now for Triple Threat, everything's going to remain the same. You have Normal, Ladder, Table, which is new this year, TLC, which is new this year, Steel Cage, Hell in a Cell, Extreme Rules, and Falls Count Anywhere, which is also new to the Triple Threat scene this year. Kind of interesting, but you know what? I'm okay with it either way. Now, for Fatal 4-Way, we are going to see Normal, Ladder, Table, which is new this year, TLC, which is new this year, Steel Cage, which is new this year, Hell in a Cell, which is new this year, Battle Royal, new for Fatal 4-Way, which is new, Extreme Rules, and of course, also new, Falls Count Anywhere. Again, pretty interesting, but it's going to add for some chaotic fun. Now, for 6-man, you're going to see 6-man tag, 6-man tornado tag, elimination chamber, ladder, 6-man tables match, which is interesting, 6-man TLC match, which is also interesting, 6-man Hell in a Cell, and of course, the Battle Royal itself, which is making its return. Now, you can obviously customize Battle Royal, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Now for 8-man, not much to offer in that department. 8-man tag team, 8-man ladder, and of course 8-man battle royal, with the 8 people on the screen at once being featured this year. For Royal Rumble, of course, we got 10-man, 20-man, and 30-man. Nothing's really changed. I was hoping for a 40-man Royal Rumble, considering how people can. There are so many different ways you can eliminate your opponent in the Royal Rumble this year, but it doesn't really, change my mood and hopes of the game. And finally, for Handicap, making its return this year, 1-on-3 tag and 1-on-2 tag, but the 2 new additions to Handicap are 1-on-2 Tornado tag and 2-on-3 tag. So it's kind of interesting that they added some new elements to the handicap matches. But you know what? Like I said, I'm okay with it. Shout out to Macho T for taking screenshots of all these match types and putting it in his video, which I happen to take screenshots from his video himself. This dude is awesome. I recommend you follow him. He's a crazy savage, but an awesome guy to hang around with. Now, the following thing, excuse me for a second, the following thing we are going to discuss are the match creation things that are going to be featured in the match creation. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about are the win conditions in match creation. So you can set it up for pinfall only, submission only, both, or neither of the two. You can also set up for 2 out of 3 falls match, which, thank God, it's making its return. I was hoping for a 3 stages of hell match, but you know what? This will do. Iron Man match, which I don't get because that's a match type in the game, but whatever. Over the top rope. Haven't seen that stipulation in a while, but okay. Knockout, which basically all you have to do is knock out your opponent, but pretty senseless stipulation, but okay. Last man standing, again, that's also a match type in one-on-one, but okay. Finisher only match. Now, basically all finisher only is basically only thing you have to do to win the match is nail your finisher. First blood match is making its return, which is very surprising because we have not seen that stipulation in WWE in years, considering WWE has gone PG to target their audience for kids. And finally, you can change the steel cage match stipulation to where you can only climb out of the cage or climb through the door to win the cage match. So obviously pretty interesting win conditions, but they're also pretty awesome at the same time. Now you can also customize the match rules this year, which is pretty awesome too. You can turn the disqualification on or off. You can customize the ring out settings for no ring out, which is basically you can't leave the ring at all. No count, which is basically you can fight out of the ring as long as you want. 10 count, which is basically the standard WWE count out rule. And 20 count, which is a count out rule currently enforced by Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can turn the rope break on or off. You can also turn elimination on. Now, a lot of people, as you all were seeing the match types, oh, the elimination for the tag matches and battle royals and stuff that went away. No, that is not true. Those are just now a part of the match creation itself. You'll still be able to have your Survivor Series matches, your regular 6-man tag elimination matches, fatal 4-way elimination matches, even a standard ECW 3-way dance if you wanted to. Falls count anywhere, which again is another match type in the game, but we'll go ahead and go with that. Now, here's an interesting one. Time limit is making its return. So, in addition to the Iron Man match, the time limit you can now customize in a regular match as well, which is very interesting if you're doing a universe mode and say you have a World Television Championship as your standard championship, like one of the top championships in your promotion. You can set it to where a TV title match has a time limit. You know, whether it's 15 minutes on television or 30 minutes on a pay-per-view. You know, it varies. And of course, you can have, you know, let's say maybe a 45-minute time limit for, let's say, Intercontinental, United States, or tag team title matches. And of course, your 1-hour time limit for the World Heavyweight title match. And finally, in the match rules, you can also customize the entrance intervals, but you can only do that in the Royal Rumble. So say you don't want to wait the full 2 minutes, you can speed up the process faster in order to speed up the Royal Rumble a little bit. And of course, interference settings, nothing has changed as far as that goes. You can set up your run-ins pre-match, mid-match, and post-match. And finally, environmental options. This year, it will include starting finishers. That is very interesting because the last time we saw it was in WWE 2K18 and was originally a staple in the current SmackDown series when it first started. But then over the years, to go for a more realistic experience, it was taken out. Available health, not sure what that really implies to. Recovery time, again, don't know what that applies to. You can also change the steel cages in environment options as part of the match creation, whether you want to have the current model steel cage, a classic model steel cage, or even the steel cage with the bars. You can customize those this year also. And you can also customize the elimination chamber this year, whether you want to use the newer model that recently was introduced this year or the old model. It is all up to you on what you want to do for WWE 2K18 match creation. Now, one of the things I do need to point out, and if I recall right, that I vividly remember during episode 2 of the IGN roster reveal, that Samoa Joe did say that he was looking forward to playing the Fatal 5-Way in WWE 2K18 this year. Now, whether or not this was just left out from the custom match creations, or whether or not it's not included in the game this year, which so far looks like that happens to be the case, that it was not included. He did say that he was looking forward to playing the Fatal 5-Way, which obviously right now is missing from the game, but then again, he probably could have not been aware that they were not going to include it in the game. Now, whether, like I said, whether or not it is included and it's just not listed under the custom match creations or whatever, we'll have to find out in the coming weeks. Now, one thing that a lot of people have been rumored time and time again, whether or not the intergender matches are returning or not. No, they are not returning this year. The mixed tag's not returning, none of that. Because they rarely even take place in WWE anymore. It's obviously don't need to be included in the game, but I am so psyched to play every single one of these match types. You know, the game itself, even the creation suite, like I said, is going to be pretty awesome. Definitely better than last year, and you are going to be seeing some interesting stuff come pre-release launch on October the 13th. So that does it for explaining the match creations and the match types for this year for WWE 2K18. So do me a big favor. Smash that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. Share this video on social media, and please subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed. I appreciate you all's love and support. Without any further ado, I'm going to let Lionel Jinx explain this year's creation suite for WWE 2K18. So, for all of us at Patrick McSparron Productions, this is Patrick McSparron saying so long, and I'll see you soon. See ya!
We added a variety of face templates that represent different races and ethnicities, which you can use as is or modify to your liking. We also changed the way that we handle body types this year. We give you guys the option to choose between 2 different body types that you can blend in between to find your superstar's ideal body type. Don't worry, We still allow you to customize the body on a more granular level by allowing you guys to choose between different shapes per body part. You can even add some flair to hairstyles that expose the scalp by choosing between some pretty cool designs that get carved into your superstar's head. Speaking of carving, we now allow you to move scars around all over the body. We also stepped up our dental game. If you want to go for that brawler look, you can now because we allow you to remove teeth from your superstar's mouth. We also added a few new material types this year, such as carbon fiber, glitter, glow, and blacklight. But we'll come back to that later on. I know this was a sore subject for many users out there, the fading of the edges on the logos. In previous years, the logos would fade out whenever they got close to the edges. You guys will be pleased to learn that we fixed that this year. We added a new logo mapping method that allows you to wrap the logo around the part. Last year we introduced a new feature that allowed you to create stitch patterns for your attire. There were some issues with it, so this year we redesigned it. So rather than applying stitch patterns right onto the superstar, we allow you to draw the pattern first and apply it later, and it gets saved to a library so you can reuse those patterns wherever you want. So for body art, we added the ability to combine the emboss effect with transparency, so the body art can have a branding-like effect when applied. Within the CAS menu, we added the ability to preview the different lighting scenarios throughout the game. This comes in really handy when applying those glow and blacklight materials that I touched on earlier. Having this functionality allows you to control how intense these materials behave throughout various parts of the game. Now, we're not limiting these materials to just attire. You can also apply these effects to tattoos, body art, and hair as well. Now, when you combine these type of effects with create an entrance, you can really create some interesting looks that really help your superstar stand out. We're even allowing you to have more control over the menu pose as well. Not only can you choose which pose you want for the body, but we isolate the hands as well as the expressions to give your superstar a more distinct look. To take it a step further, we're also allowing you to use the entrance attire as your menu screen pose as well. One of my favorite additions to Create an Arena was giving you guys the ability to create a smaller venue. In Create a Show, you now have the ability to assign a referee to your show. One of my favorite features that we added this year, it might sound a little silly, but I don't care, I'm old school, is the 8-bit filter. You can now apply an 8-bit filter to your show. So if you're feeling kind of nostalgic and want to take a trip down memory lane, you can do so. And we totally changed the way we handled the highlight reel this year. During a match, all you got to do is pause the game, go to highlight reel, save off your highlights. You don't have to do any encoding. Go back to playing your match, save more highlights. When you're done, you go into the menus, go into create a video, access your highlights, choose your start and end point, choose your camera angle, and yes, we do have free cam support. We even added the ability to hide referees, the crowd, and the background while encoding the video. This will add an alpha mask / transparency to your video. We also added some videos with alpha channels and transparency built in, so you can layer these on top of existing clips. With these additions, we're giving you a lot of freedom to create some really interesting looks to your videos. So you can pretty much place the superstars in any environment that you see fit. Check this out. We also added custom match types. This feature allows you to customize a match type by saving off the rules of that match type and accessing it later on elsewhere in the game. That's going to wrap it up for this week's episode of the WWE 2K Dev Spotlight Series, Episode 7. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging. I'm going to leave you guys with all the new moves that we added to WWE 2K18. Now this clip is long and I sped it up and it's still long. So I'm going to let this thing play out. You might want to get some popcorn so you can sit back, relax, and watch the show. So until next time, See y'all soon. Peace.
Tap out, go off the top roads to look out below. Next thing you know, you'll be on the floor. What you gonna do when you're on your back? From a mean body slam, oh damn, you're whack. You like, what the heck? All of a sudden this dude sitting on my neck. Where's the rep? Straight from the WWE. How much trouble you see when you face the man of mystery? Flipping and spinning and doing it fast. You can't remove the mask, cause he's kicking your ass. Come on, who's that jumping out the sky? Are you yo, here we go, with the mask out, the girl, the gas out, the point just black out, better tap out. Who's that jumping out the sky? Are you wild, stereo? Here we go, with the mask out, the girl, the gas out, the point just black out, better tap out. Mr. Mysterious is serious, and he gets curious and delirious, and everybody's curious. Wanna know where he's from and yo, who is he? Don't know a damn thing, but he gets busy. Thanks to Tina hanging out on the stage, and it's all out of what he looks like, people got to see. But guess what? Looks like a winner to me. Come on, who's that jumping out the sky? Are you wild, stereo? Here we go, with the mask out, the girl, the gas out, the book just black out, better tap out. Who's that jumping out the sky? Are you wild, stereo? Here we go, with the mask out, the girls they pass out, the boy just black out, better tap out. Curious and delirious, everybody curious. Where he's from, yo, who is he? But he gets busy. In the ring, I'm trapped in the cage, come on.
Get the deluxe edition and play 4 days early.